Hey, my next guest here at NACAT 2022 is Carl Borsani with Automotive Student Testing.
Yes.
That's something educators do every day, right? Right. So it's kind of an interesting company name. So why don't you tell us more about who Automotive Student Testing is?
Sure, Pete. Thank you. Automotive Student Testing, it's an online tool developed for automotive instructors to use in the classroom with their students. It was born out of ASE Test Prep, which I'm the president and owner of that company. Over the years, automotive instructors came to me and said, what can you do for us and our students? We need some way to help assess our students and figure out where they are. So we developed our automotive testing product originally as ASE School Prep. That's an older name that we rebranded here recently, just to be more clear on what we're doing. But about 5 years ago is when we branched off and started the student side, and the product is developed by instructors. Our mission was polling instructors, asking them, what do you need, how do you need it to work? And top of the list was, we need a system that doesn't cause me any more to do.
Right.
Okay.
Right, for sure.
They're all busy enough, right? So we immediately came up with a way to have their students log into the system themselves, set up their own accounts, and then what happens, the best part is that every Monday at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, our system automatically sends the instructors a report for the prior 7 days for their students. So they can, right away, without going and logging into a system, without doing anything other than opening an email, they can see a PDF report for everything that's happened.
Uh-huh.
And this report is very granular, okay? So my system is a series of tests and quizzes covering 15 different ASE areas, A0, A1 through 9, L1, G1, X1, C1, P2. We cover everything that the instructors want us to cover, and we're developing more as time goes on here. And we're actually updating those tests as time goes on also to match what's going on in the industry.
Sure.
So these tests and quizzes are quick ways. For example, if the instructor is teaching brakes this week, which is A5, and he's specifically teaching drum brake or disc brake. Okay, so say he's teaching disc brakes. So at the end of the week, he can tell his students, okay, I need everybody to log in. I need you to take the A5 disc brake quiz. And so then over the weekend, they'll do their homework, hopefully. Monday when they come back, they'll see the report, who did it, who didn't, how did they do? Mm-hmm. And then he can assess that what he taught, they got it. He can immediately find the ones that didn't get it based on the numbers and look at them and help them individually. Sure. And the system really is designed for to prevent students from getting left behind, okay? There's always quiet students in every class. Mm-hmm. These students that just don't speak up to say, I don't get it. They don't want to say that because they're embarrassed.
Right.
This pulls them out without making them embarrassed and allows us, the instructor, to see right away who needs help. Okay, where do they need help? The nice thing is about my tests is they really get down to the nitty-gritty on averaging the scores, teaching them how to be better test-taking individuals, because it shows the instructor how long it took the student to take each test or quiz. Mm-hmm. Okay, and so that is validation that they're not just, yes, click, 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 and getting through it without actually paying attention. The other great thing about my tests and quizzes is I have timed versions and untimed versions, okay? The timed versions are just like an ASE test when you go take it. It's under a clock, and you have about a minute a question. And so the untimed versions, though, it removes that clock. It makes it so that so those with disabilities don't have to be pressured.
Sure.
And the nice thing is when you answer one of the test or quiz questions, and you check your answer, you immediately see that you're correct or incorrect, but you get a full explanation right then and there why you're correct or why you're incorrect. So it's a learning tool for these students as they go through this.
Sure.
And so it's just become, over the years, it's shaped into this really great learning tool that when instructors finally find it and implement it, where have you been all my life?
Yeah.
That's the comments I get.
Yeah, absolutely. I can certainly understand that, having spent some time in the classroom as a teacher. I know the time involved with doing any of that by hand or grading these things by hand.
Oh, sure.
Especially if there's any kind of complicated response to deal with.
Right.
But I really like the fact, like you said, that you pointed out that the instructor not only gets that score, which is certainly important, but he can see how much effort it took the student to reach those results. Like you pointed out, there's several different ways of learning. So that helps that instructor identify those students who may need a different path in order to succeed. And I know about, it sounds like you've been in this side of the business for quite some time, and have met probably a ton of instructors around the country. And you've probably come with the same observation that I have, is that in the public school sector, especially, like here at NACAT with these instructors, all over Canada, all over the United States, to a man and woman, I have yet to meet one that didn't have a passion for helping their students succeed. The tools and resources that are available to them, they don't know where to go, or maybe sometimes they're concerned about budgetary restraints, getting approval through their superiors, for these kind of things. And it sounds like you're providing a resource that can help them save a lot of time, make their efforts more efficient, help identify the students that need, as you said, the additional assistance, and just improve the workflow substantially over this one little resource. It doesn't sound like much when you talk about it, but it makes a big difference when it comes to managing that classroom.
Yeah. It really does. Again, instructors they have their hands full, and so they need every little edge that they can get. Some of the things that are the unthought of things when you think of the product here is, every student carries a smartphone. Okay, they can't seem to even be able to walk or talk without that smartphone.
Right.
Well, my system is designed for them to log on with their smartphone, and it's designed to be used, and it looks like an app on a smartphone.
Yeah.
Instructors are also always tasked with proving to their bosses that their learning methods are effective, that their teaching methods are reaching the students. And so these reports that come out every week, that's your proof, week over week over week, of here's the progress. Here's where we were, here's where we are now. You just save those reports and send them off to your boss, and you're covered.
That sounds like a very interesting resource, and I appreciate you sharing it with us this morning. So if people want to find out whether, any of the educators that might be watching, I see this might apply to some other training institutions as well. How can they learn more about automotive student testing? Where do they go?
They'll just go to the website, automotivestudenttesting.com, and it's all lined out right there. If you're interested in learning more information once you're there, you can fill out a form, and we'll call you back. We've got people that are answering the phones every day. So.
Awesome. Well, Carl, I appreciate you taking the time this morning to chat with me, and on behalf of NACAT, I want to thank you for your support.
All right, thanks, Pete.